Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to see how can we integrate the Salesforce under the HubSpot application. HubSpot is also a CRM tool that is used for the marketing, sales, and service purpose. If we need to bring some information from the HubSpot to Salesforce, we can integrate it. Here I have taken the use case of bringing the contacts from the HubSpot application to the Salesforce application. Okay, let's see how can we create the free developer arc in the HubSpot account. We can just search in the Google with the HubSpot login and we can click on the login to HubSpot. Here we can click on the get HubSpot for free. Here we need to click on the get free CRM. Here I have already have the user account with the HubSpot, so it is taking automatically since I have logged in already. If we want to create the new account, we can click on the create account with new user, and either we can create the account by sign up with Google, otherwise we can enter the information and we can create the account. So once we create the account, we will get the UI like this. Here it will have all the tabs and our accounts. Okay, so this is how we can create the HubSpot application for free edition. Okay, next let's see how can we bring the contacts from the HubSpot application into the Salesforce application. Let's go to the contacts page. Currently we are having the two contacts in the HubSpot. Let's take example, we need to bring these two contacts into the Salesforce. How can we do that? Okay, so for that we need to use the API that is provided by the HubSpot. If we go to the developers.hubspot.com, we can go to the API guide. Here we need to go to the contacts API. Under the CRM API, we can go to the objects, we can go to the contacts. Here we need to click on the endpoint. Okay, so now we got the contacts API. This is the API for getting the contacts from the HubSpot application. So for making the call out to the HubSpot API, we can test it also before making the call from the Salesforce by clicking the test call button. When we are clicking the test call button, it is asking us to enter the API key. So how we are going to make the call out from the Salesforce application to HubSpot application by using the API key. Here we are not going to utilize any username, password, or client ID, client secret, access token, anything. We are just going to utilize the API key by as the authorization method. By using the API key, we are going to get the information from the HubSpot. Let's see how can we get the API key. We need to go to the HubSpot application and we need to go to the settings. Here we need to go to the integrations, then API key. Here I have already created one API key, that's why it is showing. Otherwise it will show the create new API key. Okay, if we click on the show, it will show the API key. We just need to use this API key for making the call out from the Salesforce. And here we can see the history, these many call out that I made from the Salesforce today with this API key. Okay, now this is the HubSpot part that we need to know for making the call out from the Salesforce to HubSpot and getting the contacts. Now let's go to the Salesforce part. So this contacts, I already brought it from the HubSpot. Let me delete this contact. I am deleting the both contacts. This contacts was there in the HubSpot. Okay. So I now deleted all the contacts that came from the HubSpot. And basically when I'm clicking the import HubSpot contact, it needs to bring the contact information from the HubSpot and it has to insert in the Salesforce. Let's see how can we achieve this. Okay, as the first step, we need to configure the endpoint URL in the remote site setting, because here we are not going to utilize the named credential. We are going to utilize the API key for making the call out. So we can get to the endpoint URL from this. This is the entire endpoint URL that we need to use. Here we need to fill the API key from the HubSpot. Okay. So we need to configure this domain name in the remote site setting. Let me go to the remote site setting. If we haven't configured the endpoint URL in the remote site setting while making the callout from the Apex class, it will fail. And also I have used, let it load, and also I have used the hierarchical setting for storing the API key and the endpoint URL information. Okay. So we can see it here, HubSpot endpoint. This is the remote site setting I created, and I have put this domain endpoint domain URL. You can click new remote site button and you can create it easily. And I have created one hierarchical custom setting for storing the API key that I will be getting from the Apex class and making call to the HubSpot. This is the hierarchical custom setting that I have created. So it is having the two fields, API key and the endpoint. Here I am storing the API key value and here I am storing the endpoint URL. Okay, this is the metadata that I have stored in the Salesforce application. So now let me go to the Apex class. I am utilizing the HubSpot account getter Apex class for making the call out into the HubSpot. Okay. First, I have created the header map for storing the headers which we need for making the call out to the HubSpot. If we click in the some other node, if we click on the node, you can see we need HubSpot need the header sets accept application JSON. That one I have stored it here. And next, I am bringing the endpoint URL from the HubSpot integration hierarchical custom setting, and I am forming the endpoint with the endpoint URL from the custom setting, and this is the hard-coded value which is present in the endpoint URL, and this is the API key that I am getting from the custom setting. And there is no authorization header, only header is there. So I am putting it null, and content type also, there is no content type that we need to pass. So I am putting as null. And I am using the another class called the callout class for making the actual callout. This is like I am forming the I have written the specific structure for making the callout. It will be helpful if you are making the many callouts from the Salesforce to some other third-party application also. So from the callout, I am calling the doGet method, and I am passing the request URL under the content type, authorization header, and the normal headers. So it will come here, and here we are having the doGet method. These are the information that we passed from the HubSpot account header. Here we are just noting this request in time just for system debug, we are getting and storing it. And here I am using the another one class for forming the HTTP request object. HTTP request object will have the all the request information that we need to send while making the call out. So I am passing the whatever the information I get to the HTTP request. So here I am assigning the all the values to the HTTP request. I am assigning the header, and I am assigning in the authorization header and the content type and the body, request body, and here URL. So in the HTTP request class, I am HTTP request method, I am forming the HTTP request object. Okay. So next class next method I am using is get response. Here I am making the actual call out to the HubSpot application. Here we can see h.send. This is nothing but HTTP object and the send method, which will make the actual call out to the HubSpot application, and we will get the response in the HTTP response object format. And I am creating the response wrapper with that HTTP response. If there is no error, I am passing the error is false and the error message is false, and I am passing the whatever the response we get to the response wrapper. And if we get any exception, I am passing the exception message to the response wrapper. Here we can see the response wrapper content. Here we are storing the response and the error message and the connection okay or not. This will have value if we got success in the callout. This will have the value if we have the failure in the callout. So we made the callout and we got the success response. Now we need to process the information from the response. So in the response, so we made the call out to get this will have the response wrap. It will have the actual response from the HubSpot application. So here we are checking whether response is not equal to null. If it is not equal to null, then we are getting the body and we are storing in the response body. Then it will be in the JSON format. We need to format that JSON into the Apex class object format. For that, I have used the JSON to Apex. This is the JSON to Apex. We can go to this URL and we can get to the incoming JSON from the HubSpot application, and we can generate the corresponding Apex class. We just need to paste the JSON URL and it will create the Apex class for this. Like that, I have created this Apex class. This is the Apex class that got generated for my HubSpot JSON response for the contacts. Okay. So I am calling that Apex class for formatting that information. Then I have used the for loop for going through the each contact's JSON response. Each contact's response is stored in the results node. I am passing through the results node and I am getting the first name, last name and email, and I am assigning to the contact object, and here I am inserting the contact object. So this is how I get the response from the HubSpot application, and I am doing the formatting. Okay. Now we need to call the Apex class from the UI. When we are clicking the list button in the list tab page, we need to call the HubSpot application and we need to get to the contacts detail. For that purpose, I have created the VF page and I have made it as record set variable contacts. Then only we can assign this VF page to the list button. And I created one list button and I assigned to that VF page. From that VF page, whenever the VF page load, by default, I am calling this Apex class. This is the Apex class. We are making the call out and we are creating the contact. Okay. So before we implement anything, we can see it first how it gives the response in the HubSpot application. So we can click on the show key. For showing the key, you need to click on the show key and we need to verify the information. Let's copy this and let's go to the HubSpot and let's test this call. Send request. So it is sending the request. Instead of calling from the Salesforce, we are using this interface for calling the HubSpot API. We can see we got the response. 200 is the success response, and this is the JSON response we got it. So this is the response I copied and pasted into the JSON to Apex and created the Apex class for parsing this information. Okay. So let's see how it works in the Salesforce. We just need to click the import HubSpot contact button, then it will import the contacts from the Salesforce. For knowing these contacts comes from the Salesforce, I am appending the HubSpot in the first name and last name, and in the list view, I have filtered it with this. Let me click the import HubSpot. Internet connection is slow, so it's like coming like this. So now when I click that button, it is making the call to the HubSpot application, and it will bring the contacts into the Salesforce. Now you can see that both contacts that we deleted, but it came back to the Salesforce. We can also go to the developer console and see what is the response that we get. And we can also go to the HubSpot and we can monitor the response. We can even see the response in this page. Okay, this is how we can integrate the Salesforce and the HubSpot, and we can bring the information. If you are having any doubts, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching the video.